What can't you believe still exists in 2024? People think that slavery went away as soon as America outlawed it in 1865, but it still exists, and it ruined my childhood. Instead of playing with toys at 5 years old, I had to work every day in a dangerous lake. My mom couldn't even help me from my masters, because she sold me to them. I had no one to protect me from the flesh-eating bacteria in the lakes or the strong streams that had knocked me into a tree and nearly unalived me. I worked at Lake Volta in Africa, and I'm not the only slave there. At Lake Volta, hundreds of other kids like me are slaves working, right under the government's noses. We had the perfect small bodies to dive and squeeze to grab the steel nets from the bottom of the lake. This was constant hours of diving up and down without any breaks. Most of our days were really long days, and we'd sleep at 11 p.m. and had to wake up at 3 a.m. I was denied food if I didn't wake up at 3 a.m. to get to work, and was beaten by my slave master. My slave master conditioned me to think this was the very best that life could get. The only kids that found freedom were taken by other men around who took kids to their boat and were never seen again. From what we knew, our slave masters told the other kids and I to never go with them because those men harvest the fresh organs of children. Death was at every corner, and the heat coming from the beating sun constantly reminded me of how hell is very much around me. One night my fate changed for the better. I was approached by two men, and they treated my wounds with a promise of saving me and some other boys. They took me to their boat and handed us drinking water, and we set sail. I felt safe with these men, but then it hit me. Aren't they the ones who harvest our organs? Why did I just blindly agree to go with them? I prayed for my life the entire ride, unsure of the future. The men must have seen how worried I was, because one of them hugged me and asked me to trust that I was safe. When we landed at shore, they loaded us into cars for a 10-hour drive. I was far from the lake now. I couldn't sleep a wink. They gave us snacks and water and entertained us during the ride. Finally, the car stopped.